Lidstrom, who's given the Red Wings a 6-1 lead. This team is placing a higher priority on the regular season to get focused, to get intense, to get ready for the playoffs. And what's interesting is they've won 5 divisional titles in the 90s and haven't won the cup the years they've won the divisional titles. The 2 cup years, they didn't win the divisional regular season title.
What are you going to do?
You know, it's not about winning the divisional title. It's about attention to detail, focus, intensity, you know, grit. It's about all of those things and being prepared for the playoffs.
They are prepared for the season. I don't think there's any question about that with Detroit here at the start of this year. Jonas Holmstrom getting his second goal to increase that lead to 6-1, 2 goals on the season. And Osgood looking for his second win in net. Shots are 37-25 in favor of the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit now poking it back the other way to get a line change. They'll try and make these changes in a hurry. Tamer trying to catch him, and it shot it off the boards. Boards, not a lot of react here on the puck when it's shot in.
It really does die, doesn't it?
It just dies back there. It'll be flipped in by Yzerman, wide to Norm Miracle. In the corner, Kelly Footberger. Footberger tied up. Puck sitting. Dean does double. Elbows get up. Dean taking a look at Yzerman, who looks back at him. 9:24 left to go. Third period. The Red Wings on top 6-1, and the former Red Wing backup netminder, 25-year-old Norm Miracle. 37 shots against him tonight. A 6-1 Detroit lead. Red Wings, a 6-1 lead here in the third period. National Hockey Night from Atlanta. Back to Murphy. Larry Murphy shot blocked. Footberger got it out of there. Lidstrom will come back to cover. Nicky Lidstrom chips that one out through center ice. Dean was there, lost it. Patrick Stefan will clear that one in. Stefan, just the 24th first overall pick to play in the National Hockey League in the year in which he was selected as the first pick. And obviously, they're concerned here in Atlanta about not having him feel as though the weight of the world is on his shoulders, because it isn't. This team's got to develop over time, not in 1 year.
Well, you mentioned that he is being likened to Jaromir Jagr. Stefan does not have a Mario Lemieux here.
No.
The way Jagr did.
Draper drops that one off. Back in behind the net. Peter Busick has got one of the goals. Flared out over Chelios' head. Duchesne comes back to get it. Duchesne off for Chelios. Back for Duchesne. There's Chelios. Draper's line out. Dumped into the corner. Draper giving chase. Got tied up. Played around by Murphy. Shannon on the far side. Shannon threw Roost into the middle. Detroit gets back on side. Roost will send it in, and Detroit will change it up. Scotty Bowman rolling over the 4 lines here. This 6-1 lead. Big slash from behind that time, and no call. Murphy took the slash from the legs. Shannon clears that one out of the zone. Chelios came back to get it along with Duchesne. Duchesne will send it in. Detroit dumping and chasing here, keeping that clock moving at 7:44 to go. Doug Brown trying to hold it in, did. Brown behind the net. Shannon there to get it. Darryl Shannon up the boards. Murphy. Murphy into the middle. Staios cleared it out. Came right back to him. Staios onside. Hook checked away by Dandeneau. Fedorov. Doug Brown up. Holmstrom the trailer. Holmstrom in. Holmstrom looking for Brown. Brown waiting in the middle. Holmstrom. Tip pass back to him. Tried to deflect that with his back to the net. Could not get it through as he got knocked down. Check put on by Chris Tamer. Tremblay got it into the middle of Ray Ferraro. Ferraro centering pass. Shot. Osgood with another big save. Lambert had the chance, and Osgood was there. Maybe a 6-1 game when Detroit's favored, but Chris Osgood has had no easy night in net.
Boy, there have been some spectacular saves. I mean, he's had point-blank Thrashers coming at him. His best saves have been when he stacked the pads and just thrown one of his legs up. That's how he stopped this one on Denny Lambert. Great play by Ray Ferraro. He faked the shot. Lambert cutting in. Lambert tried to go high. Osgood just stacked him. Got a chunk of it. Way better than the score will show.
Deserving of a star here in tonight's game. Chris Osgood looking for his second win. Bear in mind, he's given up only 1 goal in his 2 starts. One against Buffalo in the shutout, 24th of his career. Ray Ferraro's been denied a couple of times in this game tonight on great chances. Ferraro against Larionov, who won the draw back to Murphy. And Larry Murphy clears it out. Back into the end, Tremblay. Tremblay with Kozlov moving on him. Comes back near side. Thrashers, turnovers, hurt them tonight coming out of that defensive zone. And Detroit's been able to use those turnovers to get points. This will be a touch and an icing call. 6:28 left to go. Great to have you with us. National Hockey Night. The Phillips Arena in Atlanta. The expansion Atlanta Thrashers in their second game. Barry Thorne, Bill Clement, and our crew here on National Hockey Night.
Well, I sure like what I'm seeing from the Red Wings. They have kind of tweaked their approach to their forecheck this season. Instead of sending 2 men in, they now send most of the time 1 man in and are content to force the turnover before the other team gets to the red line. They really felt the teams were very effective in getting the puck to the red line, jumping it in deep, and forcing the Red Wings to go the whole length of the ice and generate a scoring chance.
And that one will be up and over. Emerson taking the chance, and the faceoff will stay in the zone. Good hockey player right here, Nelson Emerson. Free agent, 10th year in the NHL. Played a good game tonight.
Sure has. My last count, he had 6 shots. Was leading all shooter.
Tough player. 37 points, 65 games last year with 3 teams. Carolina, Ottawa. One of those players, coaches let them around. Shot, Osgood right there in the crease, hangs on to it. Busick going for his second goal. This year with the new crease rule, players not reluctant, attacking players to get in there, looking for rebounds. You can't interfere with a goaltender, but you can get in there and bang around after pucks, and Osgood slow to get up.
You know, it looked like Kelly Bookberger was backing to the net, and when Osgood made the save, Bookberger kind of tripped backwards over him. Chris Osgood in some kind of pain right now.
I asked Scotty Bowman, Bill, before the game tonight, do you think there's going to be more crashing and banging on goaltenders as this season goes along? Scotty said, no doubt in my mind, we're going to have some issues of guys running the goaltender, and that didn't happen here. I'm not saying that happened here, but guys are going to test how far they can go with this, and as the season goes along, a little more pushing, a little more shoving, a little deeper in the crease.
I still think this might have been considered goaltender interference, because Bookberger, whether you're facing the goalie or backing into him, you have to know where he is, and you're not allowed to do that.
And the rule remains, as it's always been, attacking players must always make every effort to avoid contact with the goaltender. That's required no matter where you are on the ice.
Oh, yeah, the refs have vowed, and the NHL has vowed to tell the refs to continue to protect the goaltenders. Just because the rule has changed, it does not mean it is open season on goaltenders. However, I agree with you and Scotty and everybody else. There is going to be more contact because players aren't going to be as afraid of standing in the paint. Take a look at it. Busick was winding it up. There's Kelly Bookberger just falling over Chris Osgood now. Now, I don't know if Larry Murphy pushed him or not. I didn't think so. Larry Murphy may have pushed him back over Chris Osgood, and that's why goaltender interference wasn't called, and maybe that's why Larry Murphy's sitting there for cross-checking. You can see it. Oh, you bet. Yep. Larry Murphy with just a little push. Well, it was a big push, but he did it quickly. So Blaine Angus was all over that one.
Good call.
Yeah, he saw that Bookberger fell back over Osgood because of the cross-check from Larry Murphy.
And Osgood with a 6-1 lead in this game is going to come out. And Kenny Reggett, who appeared in the last game in the 3-2 loss against Dallas, will come into the game. A lot of Detroit fans here applauding Chris Osgood as he leaves the ice. So Osgood, chance to win his second game with 6:18 left to go here in the third period. And he's going right to the dressing room.
Number 31, Ken Reggett, now starting in goal for Detroit.
Kenny Reggett was signed as a free agent after spending last season with the Calgary Flames. His record was 2 games under .500, pretty decent goals against average, save percentage over .900. He He wants to try to forget the goal that was scored on him against Dallas, though, in his first start as a Red Wing when Sergei Zubov scored from center. He was laughing about it this morning, and Kenny Reagan's stand-up guy said, look, it was my bad.
0 for 2 tonight. Thrashers on the power play. They get their third opportunity here. Trailing in the game by a score of 6-1. Still looking for their first power play goal of the year on the season 2 games. They are 0 for 6. In the corner, Budberger, Emerson. Near side. Couldn't be handled by Stefan, who's on the half side. Right there. They tried to go through to him. Knocked away by Darren McCarty. Stefan back on top. Patrick Stefan tipped away into the corner. Good defensive work. Get it away from him by Lidstrom. Shot by Stapleton, deflected up in the air. Lidstrom knocks it down and clears it out of the zone. McCarty was giving chase. Patrick Stefan came back to get it. Nick Lidstrom takes the puck away. Stapleton's going to play it back. Minute 10 left to go in the power play for the Thrashers. Third chance in the game for them. Detroit killing off the first 2. Detroit on the year has given up 1 in 9 chances. A reminder coming up.
Dougie Brown, great utility player, one of the best in the NHL. And if this Red Wings team wants to improve defensively, I think it's a pretty good idea. They finished 10th defensively last season. No team in the last 7 Cup winners has ranked below 8 defensively at the end of the season.
They finished up in 10th last year. The Detroit team giving up 2.44. They have trouble on the road.
I think they'd be happy to reverse their offensive and defensive rankings from last year.
Yep.
Scotty sure would.
Yep.
And they were 3rd offensively and 10th defensively.
Sergei Fedorov just launches it back as they're short-handed. Interestingly, on the road, they were 4 games below 500. The Red Wings were. At home, they were 27, 12, and 2. And the reason largely was offense. Osgood's numbers did not vary much in goals against home and away. But they scored 137 goals at home and just 108 goals on the road.
I think that's that intensity factor, the hunger factor. I don't think they had it on the road. I mean, it's easy to get it when you've got 20,000 people at the Joe behind you.
Yep.
And Bob Gainey said it best. Bob Gainey said, you know, it's hard to be hungry when your plate is full. And the Red Wings had just come off 2 Stanley Cups at the beginning of last season, and their plate was full, and they were fat and happy.
All pro sports try to repeat in this day and age. Oh, not easy.
No, it's not.
The off-season is so short for professional sports teams that win. They come back so quickly, there's really no time to regroup physically and mentally. And Dallas will go through that this season. Brought back in. Thrashers down 6-1. McCarty ran it up ice. Busek takes it back. Dump back into the middle. Prohaska cleared that one in. Reggett, rather, will hang on and get a whistle with 3:38 left.
Now both coaches are using their benches now. Everybody's getting a chance to play. Kevin Dean coming back on Stacey Roos. Called playing the man. Called finishing your check.
For hockey.
The one thing that I remember the most is the passion that the fans had. And you know, the people in the South, the people in Atlanta love a great party. And win, lose, or draw, they're here to cheer on their team. So this team is going to get great support, as the Flames did when I was here.
They will. They've sold, as we said, over 13,000 season tickets here, and they've got a beautiful facility. Duchesne on the shot, blocked straight up in the air. I mean, all of these new buildings in all sports are designed not just for the game going on the ice, but for 1,000 other things, from food to interactive exhibits that are all throughout this building. A whole new food court that's going to be created. They've got some of Atlanta's best restaurants that are serving food here in the food court. And the interactive games in the Phillips Arena, named after the company that makes televisions, for one thing. And they've got about 1,000 TVs.
Got to be 1,000
around this.
Oh, it's amazing.
High definition television set up. They've got one bank of TVs where there are 100 televisions on one wall right out there.
And they're huge.
They're enormous. And fans can go out there and watch about any game going on. That one brought in offside by the Red Wings. Phillips Arena still being completed, in fact. Some construction work still going on around. The fans here have responded with great fervor. This arena features the entire side that's sold simply based on suites. New scoreboards put in here, the best they could find. Just a really beautiful arena. And the restaurants, I mean, you can't move more than about 10 feet without having a restaurant available.
I'm glad we just had that shot. It reminded me I got to stop at Home Depot on the way home.
That's
Tomorrow morning.
centering pass. Osgood makes the save. Garpenlov on the setup. Garpenlov had the chance coming down the middle. What reminded you of that? The unfinished work there?
No, the big Home Depot sign.
Oh, the big Home Depot.
I'm not that good.
Okay, Larionov. Turns it back on the near side. Picked up by Lidstrom. I like my house better than the stop at Home Depot. Murphy plays it off the near side to Lidstrom. Larionov, the intended. Down the middle, a shot deflected. Lambert's had chances tonight. Osgood on a deflection. Rather got a piece of the glove on that. McCartney clears that one out of the zone. This will be an icing call on Detroit. Minute 33 remaining. Atlanta's going to go 0-2 here in their inaugural expansion season.
Well, I'll let you, the craftsman, take a break here, and I'll do this graphic. The Atlanta Flames' last win was in the playoffs. I played in that series. Phil Esposito and the New York Rangers knocked us off. We were threatened with a move to Calgary if we didn't win that series. We lost. The threat came true. Last home win, March 28, 1980, against the New York Rangers. We were able to beat the New York Rangers when it didn't count in the regular season, but not in the playoffs.
They played here 72 through the 79-80 years. Sergei Fedorov shot block, got it back, shot saved by Miracle. Oh, Miracle coming up with the rebound save. Tomas Holmstrom banging in the corner. Busick came over and got it. Holmstrom took it away. Brown! What a shot! A rip shot by Doug Brown, set up by the work in the corner of Tomas Holmstrom. 7-1 Red Wings. Whew.
Did Doug Brown launch a laser, a compact laser? Hardly any windup. He just ripped it. Holmstrom put it on the tape. I didn't think Doug Brown could shoot a puck like this, and I bet Norm Miracle didn't think so either, even though he played with him. First goal of the season for Doug Brown. And I don't see how Norm Miracle was going to stop this one. Maybe needed to see tucked back in the goal. Yes, if he's out at the top of his crease, maybe. But it was by him before he could flinch. Now, the big task for the Thrashers coaching staff tomorrow, the next day, and after losses like this is going to be trying to keep them feeling good about themselves. That's the big task, the emotional coaching that the staff has to do.
And the final minute of play. Last season, Detroit scored 7 goals in a game 3 times. That was their high. And they've got 7 here tonight. Ray Ferraro's shot partially deflected. Kenny Reggett will hang on. 39 seconds remaining to go. Doug Brown getting goal number 7. He had 9 goals last year, and Brown picks up the first of this season. So the Detroit Red Wings out shooting Atlanta 39-29 in this game. Going to go away with a win here and go 2-1. Thrashers are going to go 0-2. Brown's goal, 1852. Holmstrom and Fedorov had the assists. Scoring has really been spread out. Lutsayev up. Lutsayev, but who's going to the net? Lutsayev's shot is blocked. Whoa, did that hurt?
I'm sure Stacey Roots and Chris Draper were going quack, quack, quack. There were 2 of them over there. Lutsayev decided to shoot instead of pass.
Gord Murphy made the save, made the block, and then had to head over to the bench. Yzerman, Larionov, Kozlov, Duchesne, Fedorov, Holmstrom, and Brown. 7 different goal scorers for this team tonight in a 7-1 lead. And the only goal, Peter Butzek, for the Thrashers.
The quack, quack means you're a decoy. And you're usually busting on the other player when you give them the quack, quack. I was open. Didn't you see me? Oh, no, you were using me as a decoy.
Sometimes men in jest, sometimes not. Ray Ferraro back, and that's going to do it. The Detroit Red Wings have beaten the Thrashers 7-1. Kenny Reggett on in relief of Osgood. Osgood will get the victory. Goes 2-0 as Reggett came up to clean it up. Norm Miracle 0-1 in his first start as a Thrasher.
Well, the Red Wings have a renewed hunger. They still have the snipers. Kurt Fraser's team is hungry enough, but we notice the difference. They can't finish like the elite teams in the NHL. It's going to be a long season. They're going to work hard at it. Just have to get a lot of ugly goals.
So there's our final. The Detroit Red Wings over the Thrashers 7-1. A reminder, Monday, tune in ESPN2. NHL action. The Phoenix Coyotes take on Dominic Hasek and the Sabres. We'll be there 7 o'clock Eastern time on Monday. Coming up next on ESPN2, Sports Century's Top 50 Athletes. A look at number 18, Bill Russell. At 11:30 Eastern, NHL tonight. For Bill Clement and all of our crew from Atlanta, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Red Wings win it 7-1. Good night from Atlanta.